I honestly was thinking I might do a Tulok the Barbarian style stream. Holy fuck, we want to do that right now? I got time. I can do that. We come up with a character that I'm going to theory craft and walk you through how it would look in PF2 because goddamn I love PF2 and I want to show off the build diversity. But I think the biggest issue with 5e with theory crafting cosplay builds is how many extraneous abilities they end up having, and I like to minimize that. All right, guys, start suggesting. Start suggesting cosplay builds. The Doctor from Doctor Who, Grimm or the Knight from Hollow Knight, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I could do. Barbie. Barbie has so many jobs. I haven't played Final Fantasy IX. I don't know that one. Charlie Brown isn't like a fighter, but fuck it. Mario, I can 100% do. Tried to adjust in my seat. Everything fell apart. I think Mario's a fun starting point. But we are going to be doing my first ever cosplay build for Pathfinder 2 while I'm doing art. This Mario, we need to go over some facts about Mario. And first, we kind of need to decide on a Mario. First thing I want to consider for Mario is we got some options, right? So let's say we go Mario RPG Mario. That Mario, big hammer. Paper Mario, big hammer. The big hammer Mario, we'd probably be able to just lean into going for something a little less weird and specific and niche. We'd be able to just go like fighter, and he's a fighter with a big hammer, easy peasy, dunzo. But we're going Pathfinder 2. I don't want to reflavor things. I want to get as close to Mario as possible, and I want as few extraneous abilities as possible. That means we are going to be going monk. You might be expecting that it's loaded with a lot of things that don't feel very Mario, and we're going to be adding in the extraneous abilities I said we wouldn't be. That's if you're kind of coming from D&D 5e, you'd be thinking that. But we can really avoid a lot of that. You're going to be able to, in Pathfinder 2, build a monk to be really focused on what you care about. What do we care about for Mario? This is going to be a Mario 3D platformer inspired Mario. Galaxy Odyssey 64. So I want as many of the abilities there as we possibly can get. We're not doing 2D platformer Mario because that's very item dependent. What I like about 3D Mario and RPG Mario for that matter is we get to focus on Mario's abilities rather than being item enhanced. We're also going to take some Smash Bros inspiration. I'm going to make my goal giving him as many powers as we can that Mario has in that particular canon. We start with human monk. Do I see Mario as a stance fighter? There's a stance that makes your strikes into D8, which is cool, but also it makes your critical hits deal fire damage, which feels like a Mario forward smash. Stoked flame stance, that's what it is. Here's what's really cool about the stoked flame stance for Mario. It gives him a +5 bonus to his speed. So Mario's going to be a quicker little guy whenever he's in his stoked flame stance, which I think for Mario is fucking perfect. I'm leaning towards key strikes, which lets him infuse energy into attack. It does feel a little meditative for him. So what I'm going to do instead is use the key rush with a focus point, which are little abilities that come back, move at a blurred speed. It makes you concealed, but it also gives you just a blast of speed. Mario's signature long jumps he can do, Mario's bouncing out of a roll from Odyssey. In the 3D games, Mario has a lot of options to get a sudden burst of speed in different ways, and that's going to be the key rush. Now let's talk through, as he goes along, some of the cool shit Mario's going to be able to do that feels very Mario. We're going to advance him into athletics and acrobatics, and we're probably going to be taking the acrobat archetype. The acrobat archetype gives Mario the ability to advance his training in acrobatics naturally as he goes. Here's why that's important. Early on, Mario takes fall damage, but in some of these 3D platformers, Mario's immune to fall damage, and the feat Catfall makes it so that if you're legendary in acrobatics, you are immune to fall damage. Because the acrobat archetype automatically upgrades your acrobatics training, by level 15, you are without any investment a legendary acrobat, which allows us to put a ton of points into athletics. Athletics is super, super important for Mario for a lot of reasons. Wall jump is another one. When you're legendary in athletics, you can wall jump infinitely as long as you don't run out of movement speed, which, because we're giving Mario 2 separate ways to buff his movement speed, he's going to have a lot. Mario 64, Mario has the ability to really easily toss around Bowser. This is why Monk is so important for Mario, is this ability. Titan Wrestler is a athletics feat that allows you to wrestle larger creatures. Instead of just one size category larger, you can grab creatures up to 2 sizes, which would include Bowser, because Bowser in Mario 64 is definitely a huge creature. What we're going to really be thinking about is just being able to grab Bowser. We're going to combine that with a monk ability, Whirling Throw. Any creature you have grabbed, you do a spin and toss them, usually using it to toss them into hazardous terrain, which is exactly how you're able to beat Bowser in Mario 64. Backtracking and taking Key Strike as well once we are able to with our feats. The reason for that is because Elemental Fist allows you to, at will, infuse elemental damage, which I know I said the Stoked Flame stance is where we're getting the appeal of Mario's, like, forward smash hitting. I think we want the ability to, at will, call upon fire and ice damage, because a thing in... As much as I'm leaning towards abilities he can use all the time, a thing in the games is very clearly that Mario is capable of conjuring elements with different items, and I want to include as many abilities as we can. Let's talk about something that could not be more Mario. The flying kick ability, it's perfect for the fact that by default, we aren't able to jump on someone's head and damage them. Rules is written, that's not really a thing. A lot of people homebrew it as like if you fall on each of you take half fall damage. But Mario doesn't want to take fall damage, which is why the flying kick is essential, because as we are approaching someone, we make a kick attack that we just flavor as a stomp. So Mario's going to be stomping on people, flying kick. That's... The Goombas are doomed. You are absolutely correct, Peridot. So part of the reason that I'm focusing on the 3D Mario is to avoid a lot of the animal transformation powers. While they're item dependent, I think they also would force you into Druid. And Druid gives Mario a lot of very un-Mario abilities. In theory, we could dedicate into Druid, but I think there's a dedication we can get much, much more out of. When we hit level 9, we can use the Human Ancestry feat to gain a free dedication. And we're going to pick one that's coming out very soon, which is the Kineticist. So the Kineticist opens a gate to the elemental planes within your body you can draw upon. And why it's great for Monk is it gives you a unarmed ranged option, which is going to be not especially powerful, but give Mario the ability to flick little balls of fire at his foes, similar to Smash Brothers, similar to the Mario Galaxy Fire Flower. So Mario's going to have some fireball action. Now we're going to focus on some more high-level abilities Mario's going to be unlocking as he goes. There's a few options, and I think the one I like best emulates the metal box from Mario 64. Iron Blood Stance at level 8. Iron Blood Stance gives you resistance to damage and lets you make similar D8 damage strikes. But it basically is a stance Mario can take where instead of prioritizing speed with his Stoked Flame stance, he gets to solidify, be a little bit tougher, take some hits. I think this is perfect, especially considering how in these 3D games, how many abilities Mario has that really centers around his durability and just in general how fucking tough he is in these games.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Who has joined me?
It is I, Flame.
Did you read the chat about what we're doing?
Yes. Mario, but Pathfinder.
You might not be shocked that we're going Monk.
Okay, hear me out. Monk, but I could see Barbarian.
I could see Barbarian. The reason I'm going Monk specifically is you need Monk dedication either way, because Mario's got to have Whirling Throw.
Yes, you've got to be able to Solongate Bowser a guy.
If you can't Solongate Bowser, why are you Mario? But another one that I think is so important and why we need our unarmed strikes to be good is Flying Kick is the only way to do a stomp landing on someone's head to deal damage.
No, Barbarian has the one,
the one where you attack mid-leap?
No, well that too, but also there's one where you land on the ground, you treat your fall distances lower, and then you do some damage in a small AoE.
I didn't remember that one existing.
I don't think it's specifically if you land on someone, but like, if you land hard enough on the ground to crack the floor, I think you land hard enough on someone to break their skull a bit.
The biggest reason for me is not wearing armor.
I could see that, because Mario... Listen, that man is not wearing PPE for his plumbing career.
This man's not prepared to go into your kitchen, let alone get in a scrap. He needs some sort of supernatural defense. And unlike D&D 5e, barbarians do actually have to wear armor in our game.
I mean, they don't need to.
Have to.
You
There's a
can
few
make
ways around it.
you can make a competent unarmed barbarian, but monk is better at it because
Yeah.
you start with expert in unarmed defense. I think winding flow or wind jump would be my picks.
All right. I'm not familiar with winding flow. Do you want to go through those for me?
Just you use 2 of the actions in any order for 1 action: stand, step, and stride. Just
Ooh, that's just solid. That's just mobility. I think at some point we're taking that no matter what.
yeah, it's just solid mobility and great action economy compression, which fits Mario's really like
That's
mobile
another reason
vibe.
I like Monk though too for Mario because like he just has the vibe of can do a lot very fast. Like I want the speedrunner energy.
Yes.
What's the exact wording on wind jump again? I vaguely remember it.
Let me just okay, you get the wind jump key spell. You just get a fly speed, and if you don't end your turn on solid ground, you fall.
I think that's so good. I think eventually we need both of those.
If you are level 12, then you get a DC 30 acrobatics check to find a place to stand in the air.
That's the flood hover. What's the medieval version of a baseball cap?
Or how stupid is the hat you'd like sent your way?
We're gonna go for a 9.
Okay, we can go very dumb then.
Oh yes, they're both so good.
They're both different flavors of incredibly stupid looking.
I think the first one feels more Mario.
Yeah, it does.
So we have Kineticist, and I'm thinking Weapon Improviser is kind of needed because of how much weird shit Mario just yeets at people.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, a huge amount of his abilities comes down to his ability to just toss things at people and cause them harm. We're going to Weapon Improviser for all the fun shit that entails. He can't take people over by throwing a hat at them, but he can just wallop the shit out of them by throwing a hat at them.
Yeah, which I mean is effective.
Look, it gives more ranged options. It gives Mario some power from a distance. I gotta look up Renaissance over. He doesn't need time. Oh no, he does need timeless body. So we're giving Mario timeless body. This man doesn't age. He is the same forever. He will face no consequences of aging as he grows older.
No, but that's a little bit later than level 12, right?
That's level 14 because we skipped 12 because we gave him 2 level 10.
Effortless reach. Not because of anything that makes sense, just because of all the squash and stretch Nintendo puts on this man nowadays. Not a criticism, by the way.
Oh my god. No. I was just thinking though, they specifically in Smash Bros animate his fist growing gigantic to make it look more impactful, like they do with a lot of characters. So there is an argument to be made that we should give him effortless reach just so that he's able to punch real good.
Yes.
Oh
Also,
boy.
like, level effortless reach is 18, and empty body doesn't feel right. Key center, maybe, but
Not
doesn't really feel well.
Key
Swift
form,
river,
Swift River.
you flow like water, avoiding all restraints. You just
end one status penalty to speed or end an immobilized or slowed condition affecting you. Swift River is interesting for Mario for sure.
I don't think it beats literally stretchy limbs, though.
Yeah.
As for, and level 20 is Enduring Quickness. Nothing else tops it. Get an extra action to stride or leap.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it just gives him constant extra quickened. That is exactly the thing he needs. Mario is fucking dashing through the world.
Probably like 80, 90 feet per stride.
But here's a special one he's got. Anytime he falls and doesn't take fall damage, use his reaction to stride his whole movement speed for free. What is more Mario, especially Odyssey, than hit the ground, take no damage, tuck and roll, move 55 feet without spending an action?
Yeah, that sounds pretty Mario. Other than, I don't know, man. Paizo needs more options to let me Goomba stop people.
Let me tell you how bonkers something you can do as Mario is now, all right? I'm going to talk you through an action economy. It is GM discretion when wall jump is applicable. I would always let someone do this because it's supposed to be, yeah, you can wall jump as part of your movement if the GM says so. So if your GM says, yeah, you can use it as part of something that involves a stride or a jump, right? Okay, you could, in theory now, you've used your 2 actions to flying kick. The GM is allowing you to wall jump as part of this. So you wall jump between platforms, flying kick up to someone, right?
Yeah.
You're high enough up as you kick them that you should take fall damage because it's 10 feet or higher, and you're just kicking their head, doing a Goomba stomp, and you don't take fall damage. So as you land, you tuck and roll as a reaction, move as far as you want. At the end of this, you can still flurry of blows or do a key strike because you still have an action left. You can move 3 times and attack 3 times with your 3 actions.
Yeah, that to be fair, that's the kind of monk action economy nonsense that you play the class for.
Absolutely, but like combining it with the acrobatics abilities and specifically having taken things like Winding Flow and Flying Kick, that feels fucking Mario to me. Do you want to quickly talk through what kind of things you see Barbarian Mario having? Let's make it. This is a version who has a hammer, but we're also going to do kicks and punches.
Yeah, more the Paper Mario.
Because I was thinking fighter, but I think you're right. The Barbarian's the right choice.
So one thing I might do, third party, Barbarians Plus has a thing where you can be like a giddy, happy barbarian instead of raging. I think that's more fitting just for flavor on Mario.
I think you don't need to do third party for that because like as long as you keep the requirement that you can't communicate, I think it's fucking fine. Because Mario, when he's in his giddy Yahoo mode, isn't talking. He's just joyfully chirping. So anyone who's not going to let you flavor your rage in just a flood of ecstatic movement.
So also free archetype, yay or nay? I'm gonna imagine yes.
Yes, because
okay.
Most people run with it and it's more fun.
Yes. So level 1, either Adrenaline Rush or Sudden Charge. Your pick.
100%. We're doing human. Get both.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Level 2, I think Second Wind is probably the best pick, but also Bashing Charge. You either keep being giddy for even longer, or you run forward and smash through a door. Yeah, you backwards long jump through the door, because naturally. Yep. Or you throw Cappy at the door to open it as you're on the way there, even if you're moving full speed. Level 4, Farabellus Flip, you do a backflip. Fast movement, you move fast. Or Raging Athlete.
Raging Athlete I really like because it gives you a ton of movement speeds.
You get a straight climb speed and a swim speed.
Yes, you can move at normal pace just because you're in this ecstatic Mario flow through water incredibly quickly, or climbing up a surface, which is a little less Mario until you realize he's not actually climbing, he's yahooing into, out of, off of Cappy, back onto wall, multi-wall jumping his way up. It's not climbing, it's Marioing his way up.
It's climbing with style.
People watch most barbarians with Raging Athlete go up a wall, and it's like Dragon Instinct Barbarian growing claws and climbing up like a cryptid, and then it's Mario physics breaking his way up and off of a wall.
Level 8, Friendly Toss.
Yep, you can toss a friend. Perfect.
Yep.
Are we just going Fury Instinct, or specific instinct do you think gives abilities that's helpful?
Okay, I see 2 ways of doing this. Either just straight Fury, because I don't really think Mario would have an Anathema, or Dragon for the fire thing.
Okay, Dragon for the fire thing, but hear me out on something. Man never backs down from a challenge. Man eat mushroom big.
Oh yeah, giant. Giant would work perfectly, because then you just get the feat to make
oversized hammer too.
Yes.
Because Giant Instinct Barbarian lets you wield a hammer that's too big, and it lets you, whenever you rage, get bigger. Unfortunately, to make it flavorful, we would never take the feat that lets him go beyond large, so he'd never be gigantic Mario. Although you could, if we were basing it more off of the 2D games where he gets the Mega Mushroom.
Level 10, your choice. Determined Dash, you stride twice, you completely ignore difficult terrain or anything else. Furious Sprint. You stride up to 5 times your move speed in a straight line for 2 actions. If you spend 3 actions, you stride up to 8 times your move speed.
I think that would be more of a thing I'd put on a Sonic than a Mario, because I think Mario's more of a move around obstacles really well, rather than a straight line runner, you know?
Determined Dash it is then, and just flavor it as fucking... It's speedrunner Mario cruising through a 2D level without stopping on anything.
Yeah, he's just object to object, and you're like, how is things not slowing him down? What's happening?
Actually, loop back. We do need to take Giant Stature at a 6th level instead, but that's fine, because 6th level was kind of a meh level anyway.
Yeah, 6th level was one we weren't excited about. So now that we have Giant Stature, whenever he rages, he whoop, 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 takes his super mushroom and is ready to yip yahoo at size.
Level 12. Actually skip most of these. Go back to level 10. Impressive landing. Reaction. As if you fall at least 10 feet on the ground, you slam into it, shattering it below you. You treat the fall as 10 feet shorter. All adjacent spaces are difficult terrain. And any creature in the space you land takes 5 bludgeoning damage as debris hits you.
Yeah, that's a butt stomp right there.
Yes.
Oh, God. So I love that our monk build has the classic Goomba stomp of fly through the air, stomp on someone's head with a kick, with flying kick. And we have the ground pound in the Barbarian version of Mario. That feels so fitting to me.
I feel like Awesome Blow is just the right choice.
Which one's Awesome Blow again? Oh, because This is
Quote,
charging up
your
the
attacks
hammer.
are so powerful they can flatten your opponents. When you use knockback, you can
Oh,
make an athletics check to shove and trip someone for 2 actions.
that's so fucking perfect because he's got a giant hammer and is constantly flattening people with it. Yes.
You do need to fit knockback in somewhere, but you could take it at some other level. Level 16, again, you've got a few options here. Most obvious one, actually loop back, collateral thrash. You grab a guy and smack a motherfucker into another motherfucker. Also, you need it for whirling toss or whirlwind toss.
Yep. Which is in this build going to be necessary. What
Um,
archetypes are we wanting for this build? Like acrobat for sure.
yeah, definitely acrobat.
Mario is always acrobatic, no matter what build.
No, absolutely. Even if he goes, even Barbarian Mario, his primary skill is definitely strength. Second is dex. Third is con. Fourth is whatever you want. I feel like monk dedication could work well, but I feel like that's something you slot in when you can.
Yeah, monk or martial artist, either or.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything equivalent to a plumber dedication. Like,
oh, can I highlight something? We all call Mario a plumber. He was a plumber in exactly as many games as he was a referee. Like,
yes.
he was only a plumber when he stumbled onto the Mushroom Kingdom. The reality of Mario is he's like Barbie or Homer Simpson. He drifts career to career, and we all just remember him as being the one thing he was when he stumbled onto his new home.
Here's one. Marshall.
Martial Mario. Talk me for Paper Mario, yes, because it's about ordering around and giving your allies bonuses.
Yes, he doesn't do Dread Marshall. It's all like either the cunning stance or like the inspiring Marshall stance to just encourage people and help people out.
Exactly, because he's constantly letting his allies take extra actions and stuff in Paper Mario and Mario RPG games, which is what we're basing this one off of.
I feel like Mauler works depending on how much you want to lean into the hammer thing.
I think Mauler works especially because it gives you things to knock somebody down and stuff like that, which feels very Mario.
My things for level 18 are either you take Vicious Evisceration because it maims your enemy, and that's your like you flatten them as a pancake, but they're still technically fighting. Or you go back and take Reckless Abandon, more just because I see Mario as sometimes saying, yeah, I might die. Why not? What could go wrong? Like we said, level 20, you've got to do Whirlwind Toss. You just have to. You need Collateral Thrash, and to get Collateral Thrash, you need Thrash. So you might need to go back and revise some feats to follow the tree. But when you've got a guy grabbed, you smash them into all nearby creatures before throwing them far away.
God, yes, that's so good.
You throw them 10 feet, and they fall prone. And Thrash is, you thrash someone around, and they take bludgeoning damage equal to your strength modifier, plus weapon spec damage, plus your rage damage.
I think you've accidentally made a Wario in that one, just because like Thrash is like a major mechanic in several Wario games.
Yeah, but my image of this is like Mario takes Bowser, spins him around, and throws him. Or
Yep.
I know Mario spins other enemies in other games.
He does. Look, it's his back throw in Smash.
Yeah.
It's a thing Mario's been known to do.
There you go.
This is the level 20 build. How it plays out, what you can accomplish when you go the Mario 64 Sunshine Galaxy Odyssey route of a 3D platformer Mario as a monk. You can fucking move. You have an extra action. So you have 4 actions every turn. One of them has to be used to step or stride. That's your movement speed's like goddamn 60 or 70 at this point. Very high. You enter your Stoked Flame stance, become even faster. Your crits deal fire damage. You can infuse your fists with fire when you want an explosive hit. You can land, take no damage. As a reaction, move your full speed. Take 2 punches with your remaining action. Fucking, you have enough action economy that you can jump through the air, kick someone, land, move for free twice, and hit someone twice, all in the same turn. Flying around the battlefield. You can grab someone, throw them, fly at them, kick them in the air, grab them again, throw them again. The amount of movement and ability to just yeet yourself and your enemies around the battlefield, this build would be immeasurably functional in a really bizarre way. It is the acrobatic, free-running movement that you want from Mario. You'll feel like Mario the speedrunner. I actually want to play this build unironically now because it sounds so fun to just fly around the battlefield as an absolute lunatic.
No, I think you got most of it. Plus, the occasional fireball with your key spells.
Yes,
or using...
God, I forgot the fireball.
Yes.
And the Key Blast Final Smash, where you can spend 3 actions. But the build is so stupid that because you have one extra quickened and you can jump so easily, you can stride, run off a cliff, as a reaction move even further, or do any other number of things that let you use your action, one movement to get into the air, fall, take no damage, get an extra run by tuck and rolling like Odyssey, land and spend all 3 actions doing a giant energy blast like you're using your Final Smash.
Yep.
Oh man. God, that actually sounds really fucking fun to play.
Yep. The problem is finding a high-level PF2 game.
It sure is.
Please, Paizo, put out more 11 to 20 campaigns.
Flameslicer is now going to talk through the Barbarian build to represent Paper Mario, Mario RPG Mario, what you can do at level 20 that feels so Mario.
So, for starters, as long as you're in your, Mario Yahoo mode, which we're going to say is Rage, you have a climb speed. You can just go up any wall as if you were a spider, or go through any amount of water as if you're a fish. You are an exceptionally good acrobat with things like Adrenaline Rush and the other Rage feats. You can, once you have a guy grabbed, smack him into everyone else around him, hurting all of them, and then so long Gay Bowser him off into the sunset.
Which I just realized is an exact supported mechanic in the newest Paper Mario game, Sticker Star, right, where you line up enemies and throw them into each other.
Even better. Though I have not played Sticker Star, so
yeah, I haven't either. I just saw like a couple clips of it, and I think that's the thing you do.
You can hit people so hard you literally turn them into a pancake, because, awesome blow. You literally flatten them. You can become big. Either, if you just want to stick to giant stature, you become large. You're just, normal mushroom. Or giant stature. You take a mega mushroom and become a giant. You can just ignore difficult terrain through the power of Wahoo and, God, what was the name?
That's my fucking favorite thing.
Herman Dash, yes. Because, who needs difficult terrain?
Not Mario.
You can make an impressive landing. Who needs fall damage when you could just smash into the ground and hurt everything around you in a giant Mario butt slam?
I can't decide which of these would be more fun, but what I love is both of them are a different approach to, like, just this obscene movement blur across the battlefield and the ability to throw your enemies around, position, like, it's so much movement, so much positioning, and in both of them, a fair chunk of damage, too.
Oh, yeah. Different ways of getting the damage, but both work really well.
Yeah, God, I think it makes sense that Mario would be so fun to play, though, because you're basing him off of a character whose entire thing is having fun moving around. Like, that's the concept of a Mario game, is that it's fun to move. And when you translate that into a tabletop game really well, these builds both have such unique interactions with the action economy. The ability to just get to, like, be the Wahoo blur across the battlefield is so fucking fun.
Yes.
There is a place in Pathfinder based off of Italy because it's Roman inspired. Cheliacs. Mario is Chelish. He is from the area where people worship devils, where the queen is literally like a paramour of this world's Satan and has the ability to make fiendish contacts. This guy's a fucking freedom fighter. Like, do you think he's over in Andoran, in Old Cheliax? Where in Galarian is Mario?
Mario is absolutely in Ravenel. You're not convincing me otherwise.
Oh my god, you're right. He helped to liberate Ravenel. He's a firebrand. He's an acrobat who flips around, yells Yahoo, fights for freedom, is from fantasy Italy, which worships Satan in this world. Ravenel is a splinter state that broke off because the actions of the firebrand. Mario's a firebrand.
I hate how right you are right now, Drawk. Because you are, but I don't like that you're right.
What's great is the firebrands of the Pathfinder equivalent of Antifa, so Mario's Antifa confirmed. Oh my god, it's so... Thanks for coming on. This is so fun to talk about, by the way.
Oh no, always happy to tag in, especially if I'm free. Mild spoilers for Abomination Vaults, but there's an endless staircase in there, and one of my players absolutely just backwards long jump through it, because it's an endless staircase.
You have to let them.
Yes, they rolled a natural 20 on acrobatics. Of course I'm going to let them BLJ up the stairs.